What's that number to get people to say, I have that 3% or less interest rate, but it's not such a big jump that I'll be willing to sell my home and move into something else, buy a new home. And I think you were talking about that breaking that 5% barrier back several months ago.
Yep, exactly right. I think it's a very, very important psychological threshold. Under 5, when you get into the 4s, in fact, frankly, just as a digress a minute, I've been talking to a home buyer, prospective home buyer, pre-qualified them. They're looking to make an offer on a home, actually, probably today. And we were discussing buy downs, both temporary and permanent. And as we were having that discussion, they asked me about a permanent rate buy down rather than a temporary. And using the same amount of dollars we were considering them asking from the seller to fund the temporary buy down, they said, well, what kind of rate will we get for a permanent rate buy down over the 30-year term of the loan if we use that same seller credit amount? And I did the pricing real quick, and I said $499. Well, let me tell you, they got real excited about that. When they heard $499, their just emotional reaction was significant. They are really now contemplating maybe not doing a temporary buy down, go with that permanent rate buy down, because sounding, under 5% sounded awfully, awfully good to them.
Well, you've talked about the temporary buy down, and you just talked about the 24, 25 numbers. It's almost like you can buy now and use a temporary buy down, get that that unlocked number that you've been looking for, and then when it does change in 2 years, you're still in a great spot. I mean, it's like you've said, I don't know if exactly this, but you have all the aces. You've got both sides of the bet.
Well, right. Remember, we talked about the one-sided bet. If we're to believe these latest forecasts, like with this seminar yesterday, that we're going to be in the 6s pretty much all of next year. We're going to not get into the mid-5s until 2026. There are people out there who are waiting for the right time to buy. We keep saying, don't try to time the market. So what you have to do is, number one, just to clarify, by the way, because I know we had a viewer a few weeks ago thought that I was just trying to encourage people to jump in and buy, maybe when they're not really ready to, or maybe when they don't have a need to own a home. What I would want to clarify is make it clear that what I'm referring to is people who are looking for the right time to buy. They need to buy or they want to buy. I don't want to force anybody to buy a home when they're not ready to do that. But if you need to buy or you want to buy, and if we determine you're qualified, I don't see any rational reason why you should wait much longer, because that waiting game of lower rates or lower home prices just isn't in the cards, at least not over the next couple of years. And yet in the meantime, what do we keep talking about? Home prices are still gradually appreciating. And so if you're able to qualify for financing now, because remember, temporary buy downs are not a qualifying tool, I think now is a good time, knowing that the time horizon for lower rates is more extended than we thought. So therefore, look at getting a home now